Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. How are we all doing on this Thursday morning? This is Reganelite here. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Good Morning with Reganelite here on Thursday, the 6th of November, 2025 at 11 a.m. UK time. We are dual streaming live on youtube.com/Reganelite and we're on twitch.tv/Reganelite1. There as well. We'll come to everyone in the chat in just a moment, but just a quick reminder for those who are new here, we only go about roughly an hour long. On this live stream, I give today's daily quota. We have a look at the weather for the next few days, and then we'll also have a look at some of what the websites are saying about some of the news that's happening. Going to be covering specifically UK news today, so some of the websites going to be using is such as The Guardian, Sky News, the BBC, The Independent, the iPaper, the Financial Times, the Times, the Telegraph, and Byline Times, if we get through them all within an hour there. So that's just for reference for those who are wondering what this live stream is about. So let me just see who we got in the chat. No one in Twitch chat at the moment. Good morning, Ellie. Hope you are doing well. Good morning, Alison Kier, one of our moderators. Good to see you there. Hope you are doing well. John, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. Indy Duck Melly there. Good morning to you. Took me 5 minutes to find the door. What did the door pick itself up and move, Indy Duck? I hope you are doing well. Good morning to you. Austin before Indy, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well there as well. Russell Cannon, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. And I think that's everyone just saying hello to everyone. Yep, if you can hit the like button, be greatly appreciated. Alison Kier with a very generous £2 super chat. Getting the goal started. All hail the DPR. All hail Ollie. All hail Ollie. All hail Ollie. Of course, this is Ollie, our octopus. And if you're a YouTube member, you get to see you can have custom emojis of him. And Pingu is our who is the foreign minister for the Democratic Penguins Republic as well. You get custom emojis of him if you are a YouTube member as well. Thank you so much for the £2 super chat, Alison, to get the super chat gold target. We have 5 super chats if we can reach by the end of the day. Minimum £2. If you can help along the way, it's greatly appreciated. Your comment will be read out. Promise there, guys. Person, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. Graham there. Graham Benny, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. Good to see you there. And another £2 super chat from Alison there for Ollie as well. Thank you again. That's very generous. Another super chat from Alison there. Only 3 more to go, and we haven't even started yet. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Cowboys Regan, nice to watch. Awful trying to exit the parking lot. This is okay. Before people have a go at me with this shirt, okay. Good morning, Dave McGuinness. Hope you are doing well. I'm gonna just point out something very here. First of all, it's very nice to wear. That's the first thing, yeah. Secondly, my missus, when she went to Texas several years ago, this is an actual. This isn't like a fake one. This is a proper one. She paid like for a proper cowboy, a proper shirt here. This is one of the proper ones, you know. I have, you know, so while I understand some people may not, look, I'm not a fan of American football, but I do love this shirt, and it's very comfortable as well to wear. So I just want to put that out there. It doesn't mean I really am not into American football at all, if I'm honest there. It doesn't mean I'm a Republican supporter or anything like that. I know people are going to grow some suspicions with this shirt, but no, it's a lovely shirt. It really is. And I appreciate my partner getting it out in Texas when she did as well. Scott Hayes, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. Right. And guys, do check out, if you haven't already, later the 2 Davies. They're going to be doing live stream again later on today at 6 o'clock, at 4 o'clock. The 2 Davies, you can join them for that. Just a quick reminder as well. While I do have a live stream later on today, it may not go ahead depending on how my blood donation goes on today. I have an appointment with the blood clinic at 2:05 today, and I had to cook breakfast this morning to fill me up. Let's hope this time nothing goes wrong, because the last time 3 months ago, guys, when I first time donated blood, it didn't go to plan. I didn't donate as much. It didn't. I think I only donated about 1/4 of a pint of milk of blood. So let's hope this time I actually get to donate a lot more. So cross fingers there's nothing goes wrong today, guys. And obviously, if I feel too dizzy, too rousy or whatever, then we will postpone tonight's live stream as well, just for reference there. I thought your T-shirt was a tribute to the Westminster system. I'm not sure where the tribute is to David, but thank you anyway. Okay, guys, let's not get too distracted. Okay, guys, here is today's daily quota for the 6th of November there, and you can get your own at www.littlepennythoughts.com. You drink plenty of water. Yeah, I will be. I've got water here as always. Yeah, milk for blood. Yeah, I know. I'm losing my words today, guys. Losing my words today. Today's daily quota is from Roy T. Bennett here, and it goes like this: "Let the improvement of yourself keep you so busy that you have no time to criticize others. Let the improvement of yourself keep you so busy that you have no time to criticize others." I think that's a very interesting quotation there. Very interesting there. It's a very nice one to see ourselves see the week out. Very nice one for tomorrow, guys, as well. Very, very nice one indeed. Has milk for blood, says Alison Key. Yeah, I'm mixing up milk and blood. Well, to be fair, I always have milk in the morning with my cereal anyway, to be fair. So I literally have had 2 breakfasts this morning. I know, terrible. But there you go. But so I'm not going to be like, I think I'm going to be leaving at about 12:30 here to head there, even though I've got plenty of time on my hands. I kind of want to walk it, to be fair, rather than get the bus. So guys, let's have a look at the weather today. Here is today's weather for Thursday. This is, for those who don't know, this is from the bbc.co.uk/weather/map, if you guys want to use it yourself here. This is right now, I'm using it on the time frame of 6 o'clock today with the wind on as well. So we can see here at the moment, in terms of, just scroll it back a little bit just to see what some of the weathers and patterns are today. Here, most of Europe pretty much is in the temperatures. They should be a more chilly in most parts, but you can see there: Lisbon 17, Madrid 12, Rome 15, Nice 17 there, Bern and chilly 6, should be much colder if I'm honest. Zagreb 7, Vienna 11, Prague 7, Kiev 8 there, Moscow 7, Warsaw 8 there, St. Petersburg 9, Oslo 11, Berlin 9, Paris 12 there, and we can see here where we are. Oh, wait, we've got to check Iceland. Iceland is 2. Iceland is a 2 there. Let me just scroll up here. I just want to see. Yeah, there's a bit of snow up there as well. But, yeah, I'm not there. Just I do like looking at the map sometimes. It just fascinates me, you know. Sorry, can't help it. Brussels, 13 there. And for the UK today, as I said, most of the day is going to be pretty much rain-free. There'll be some scattered showers here and there. Nothing too serious, to be fair there, guys, to be if I'm honest. So it's going to be a pretty decent day. Temperatures 11, 13, 12, 14, 11, 14. Like, I wouldn't worry. Today's going to be a good day to go out for a walk and whatnot. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing that because I'm going to be donating blood. Stephen Banker, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, if you've got today's a good day to go out. If you're not working today, if you not really got too many plans, probably be a good day to step outside the house, guys. So yeah, you might get winds looks like it's cast a little bit low today as well. So that's really nice. Heading into the next day though, Thursday overnight. Again, you're not going to feel the cold. It's going to be fine again. You can get away with the heating. You might be able to get away with the heating for some people can get away with the heating. So this is another example of it here. Temperatures, look, you can see here again, like they're pretty solid overnight into Friday morning there, and even still Friday morning there. Like, we'll get some scattered showers here from the looks of it around Friday in the morning. Some scattered showers here and there, little bits of bobs around England and Scotland there. Nothing too serious, but there seems to be a little wave of rain coming in Friday afternoon, hitting southwest of England. Southern England, southwest of England, and also parts of Wales going to be hit with it there. Parts of Ireland, obviously, as well. There's still those scattered rains around Scotland, so there will be some rain forecasts here and there around tomorrow, guys. London's going to be hit later on Friday evening there, so there will be some scattered showers here and there around tomorrow, but nothing too big that we can't already handle, to be fair. Going overnight though, and Friday night into the next day there, we can see the temperatures again. Nothing. They do dip a little bit for Friday night into Saturday morning, but nothing the way you could probably get away with not putting the heating on there. Reg, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. So it's not too bad again. Wind's pretty calm again going into Saturday, and most of Saturday, like I said, just a reminder, it's gonna be a dry Saturday, guys. Bits of cloud, maybe little bit of wind, maybe, but overall you can do some stuff on this weekend, that is for sure, guys. So yeah, maybe a bit chilly in some parts, but the temperature's going to drop again from the looks of it. They're going into Saturday night into Sunday morning there just a little bit, but again, like I'm looking at temperatures there between midnight and 6 p.m. and again, okay, temperatures are going to drop, but is it freezing? Not really. It'll be a bit chilly, but nothing too serious into Sunday there. Again, nothing too bad. Temperatures again rising back up to 14, 12, 13, 13. Again, these are not normal temperatures for November. It's supposed to be much colder, but we are going to get some showers on Sunday, but it won't be till Sunday afternoon is when those showers will start dropping there. Parts of Scotland, parts of Wales, south of England, maybe north of England is also going to experience some wet weather as well. But overnight from Sunday night into Monday morning there, there's actually going to be a bit of a drop in temperatures in parts of Dublin, Belfast, Edinburgh is going to see a severe drop in temperatures from the looks of it there from Sunday night into Monday morning. But it looks like the rest of Manchester, Cardiff, and England, London there is not really going to experience too much of a drop in temperature. That's very odd there. I wonder why that is. That's very interesting indeed. So those are some of the temperatures there for the weather for the next couple of days. We'll double check that this is going to be like this tomorrow, just to be on the safe side, because sometimes it's not. Sometimes they do tweak it. Sometimes they do change it a little bit as we get closer to those days. But yeah, we will get. But Saturday's going to be a very good day, guys. So if you want to plan a day out over the weekend, make it the Saturday is my best recommendation. So let's have a look at the news in the UK, guys. We're going to start with The Guardian here. So the front page they've got here under UK politics is David Lammy. He is set to face the media as the Tories accuse him of derogation duty over prisoner released by mistake. Look, this is over the top. This is not completely on him. And this is not completely on the Labour government. We have to remember, and we have to be realistic about the crisis with the prison system. Is that the Conservatives left it really in a really bad spot under 14 years of their rule. We also know, and some of you may recall this, in the run-up to the general election, they had the Conservatives along with the opposition Labour at the time had to make emergency decisions when it came to our prisons because they were almost about to collapse, because that's how full our capacity was for prisons. And you remember, as soon as Labour came in, one of the first things they had to deal with was the prison crisis because of how overcrowded they were. Okay, it's really important to understand that position. Now, do people get released by mistake? Yes. Does it happen? Does it happen everywhere? Yeah. Are you going to tell me that there's never been prisoners that have been falsely released in America or in France or in Spain? It hasn't happened before. Like, let's be real, guys. Like, people make mistakes. It is general mistakes. And we also understand as well that the prison system, just like everything else, faced austerity. They faced cuts. And they're always going to it was always going to be very difficult. It's going to be a very challenging, very hard job. Last time we looked up on this as well, I remember that the way they do it is that they verify somebody 12 days before release, and then they verify it again a day before their release. Like, it's checked over like 2-3 times, and yet somehow they still make this mistake. But again, like, that's something they need to look into to try and stop doing. And I think it's more the violent of criminals. Obviously, Reform and the Conservatives are more concerned about those who are asylum seekers, who are non-white. But this should be a concern for any and all criminals who could pose a serious threat to us. I think I think if you're letting out a robber out by mistake, in comparison to letting out a possible rape victim, you know, the comparison is you know, I'll be upset if a robber gets released early, but obviously I'd be not happy if obviously. Especially when somebody gets released, and it's been proved, and unfortunately the case has been made when somebody did get released and unfortunately caused more crime. David Lemmy pointed that out. So all in all, like, Labour do need to get a grip on this. It's not something that's going to take 5 minutes for them to do. It is going to, unfortunately, I know people don't like this, like what I'm about to say here, but it is something that's going to take time, and I know people don't have time for time. They want to see action now. But again, if they want to stop people getting released early, they need to put their hands in their pocket, the government. And this is the problem. They're not prepared to put their hands in their pockets here. Rosemary, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well there. And anyone else as well. Oh, morning, Billy Kershaw as well, for didn't say hello as well. England's prison chief summoned to urgent meeting with ministers over wrongful release. Oh, great. The Justice Minister promises digital overhaul of archaic paper systems, partly blamed for average of 22 people being wrongly freed each month. So prison governors in England have been summoned to an urgent meeting with these ministers as the government comes under pressure over the wrongful release of 2 more prisoners, including a convicted foreign sex offender. Alex Davis-Jones, a Justice Minister, told broadcasters she was furious about the unacceptable situation where an average of 22 people are wrongly released from prison each month in England and Wales. She said the Arctic paper system within the prison service was partly to blame, and the government was introducing a crack team of digital experts to overhaul it. She said the realms of paperwork led to situations where people who had the same names or many aliases were mixed up. She also pointed to the impact of chronic spending cuts to the criminal justice system. This is where you would use, I think this is where they would go down to the use of using more digital computers and artificial intelligence to help control some of this paperwork. This is where it's going to be, where they'll need to, the use of artificial intelligence will help mitigate this a lot as well. But is there a possibility that artificial intelligence could also screw up the wrong person? That's a possibility as well. Lisa Erlings, a retired senior police officer, is conducting a rapid review in which Davis-Jones would report back within the next few weeks. David Lammy, Justice Secretary, has been accused of being evasive at Deputy Prime Minister's questions on Wednesday when pressed by the Conservatives over whether there had been a wrongful release of an asylum seeker. Yeah, we covered that last night. He didn't look very good, did he? Robert Jenrick, the Shadow Justice Secretary, said Lemmy's response to the questions to the Commons has been a disgrace and a total delegation of duty. I'm not going to take any lectures from Robert Jenrick. The second convicted sex offender, illegal migrant in 2 weeks, has been released accidentally from one of our prisons, despite the fact that the Justice Secretary, after the first incident, came to Parliament and said that he was putting in place the most robust checks to ensure that this never happens again. It took 6 days for the prison service supposedly to even become aware that this had happened and inform the Metropolitan Police, who are now a week behind in the manhunt to find him. Then the Justice Secretary is informed about this on Tuesday night, didn't come clean. Almost immediately after the exchange in the Commons on Wednesday, it was revealed that the Algerian national Bahrain 24, a sex offender who had overstayed visa, had been wrongly released from Walswood Prison in South London last Wednesday, with the Metropolitan Police informed only on Tuesday. Pressed on why David Lammy didn't tell the Commons about it, David-Jones told the Day programme it would have been inappropriate to potentially misleading to confirm anything where he didn't have all of the facts. The Conservatives have wrongly suggested that Kabul chief was an asylum seeker. Davis-Jones was also asked whether Lammy had been shopping for a new suit before appearing in the Commons on Wednesday after being briefed on the wrongful releases. She said it was not appropriate to get into the weeds of whether he was shopping or not. Look, I don't know why that was asked there. Later on Wednesday, it emerged that the same prisoner that also accidentally freed 35-year-old Billy or Smith, described as a white, bald and clean-shaven. He was sentenced to 45 years for multiple fraud offences on Monday and freed in error the same day. So he was sentenced on Monday and got freed the very next day. Yeah, it just comes days after that guy, yeah. The meeting with governors will take place today, and Lammy is also due to speak to the media after breaking ground on the new prison. Yeah, he said he's going to speak about it as well. Reform Russia are doing well, guys, aren't they? Lancashire Reform Russia Run Council plans to close care homes and day centres. Questions about potential conflicts of interest as the council cabinet members for social care owns private care company. Lancashire Reform Run Council has been accused of selling off the family silver through its plans to save £4 million a year by closing 5 council-run care homes and 5 day centres and moving residents into the private sector. One of the home care residents, a 92-year-old woman, said she would leave only by being forcibly removed or in a box. Another resident's son, a Reform Party member, said any move would kill his mother, and he vowed to quit the party if the closures went ahead. Well, that shows how thick you are, I'm sorry, for getting behind Reform, thinking that they cared about you and your mother. Sorry, I'm just pointing out the obvious here. This guy, I don't know who this person is, but this here is a reality check. We talk about Republicans, voters, or Americans having regrets about voting for Trump. This is going to be the first of many people now and later on in life who are going to be regretting their votes for Reform. You see, when it doesn't affect you, it doesn't bother you, but then when it affects you, this is when you understand here. This is very fascinating for me because it really does stick out like a sore thumb here. Like, I generally mean this. I really do mean this. I in terms of his mother, but like, I don't have much sympathy for him because he's back in a party that generally thinks that it cares about him and his people. We don't. Questions also being asked about the potential conflict of interest involving Reform's cabinet members for social care in Lancashire, who owns a private care company with his wife. Reform UK, Reform Russia took control of Lancashire County Council from the Conservatives in May, winning 53 out of 84 available seats. In June, the Cabinet voted to let in Reform's Doge unit of cost-cutting, but they have yet to arrive amid wrangles over data protection. Reform Russia says it needs to find £103 million of cuts in Lancashire, and the Cabinet has agreed to find adult social care savings of about £50 million over 2025-2026 and 2026-2027. Closing the care homes and day centres could save £14.6 million, LCC has said. LCC currently spends about £545 million a year on adult social care. Yeah, but if you push them into the private sector, who pays for it? Well, you're basically saying either you pay for it, or you don't, or your grandmother or your mother doesn't get any help anymore. Essentially, that's what it is, guys. Last month, we began a consultation on moving residents out of the 5 local authority care homes into other premises, enhancing residents' experience while delivering essential savings. He said more older people in Lancashire could be cared for in their own homes. The consultation closes in mid-December, and the Cabinet will make a final decision on the closures in February. Yeah, do you honestly think people like here's the thing. There's a lot of people who do not. There are lots of people out there who don't want to put their family and whatnot in care homes. People don't. There are some people out there who really don't want to do that, because it's just more work for them, and they've got their own lives to live as well as their own things. This is just this kind of stuff again is an example of Reform doesn't care about you. They don't care about you. This just screams of how much BS they care about ordinary people. Margaret France, a Labour councillor in Crawley, said it looks like selling off the family silver and opening the door to private providers. That's exactly what it is. One of the homes is Woodlands in Clacton, Elmores in Accrington. The council said it would need to spend £1.39 million to bring it up to scratch. Dorothy Durrix, 92, a former nurse, has lived in Woodlands for 12 years. She said she was devastated by proposals and insisted she would not leave without a fight. This is our home, she said. Where are we all going to go? She said she doubted that housing her in a private sector would save the council any money, and said she could not go home to be careful because she had sold her home to pay for the fees. So she literally has nowhere to go. So you're going to put her out on the street. She added, I'm staying here until I'm either forcibly removed or in a box. Phil Price's mother is in a grove house in Aggerton. Another one of the homes earmarked for closure said, my mum is 93. If she finds out about this, it'll kill her. He says he was disgusted at what he fears is a conflict of interest involving Reform's cabinet members for adult social care, Graham Dunham, who owns a private care company in Lancashire. Conflict of interest. This is about giving money to a friend and a donor. Right there. Right here, guys. Right here. I'm a paid-up member of Reform UK, and I'm disgusted with him, said Price. He voted for Reform knowing they planned to cut waste, he said. If there are parents who have paid into the system all their lives, worked hard for this country, if they've wasted, we might as well have just give up, he said. He said he would quit Reform if the home's closed. And the care home closure was discussed at LCC's Health and Social Care Committee on Wednesday. Doctor and nurse insisted he was not conflicted. He told the committee he was a part owner of the First for Care GB. The company based in Lancaster offers private care, including 24-hour complex care and respite care. They said he had no preliminary or non-preliminary interest in the care home closures. Bullshit! That's bullshit. He was challenged by councillors, including Liz McCain, a former Labour MP who now sits at Rossendale Borough Council. She says, I'm fairly sure that on our council, if someone was part owner of a care service, that would be at least counted as a non-preliminary interest because they would potentially benefit from care home closing. On Wednesday evening, the leader of the Liberal Democrats, Ed Davies, said on X, if this was happening when Reform runs a council home, just imagine Nigel Farage running the country. Care homes closed and vulnerable people abandoned. We cannot let Trump's America become Farage's Britain. Jesus. They're going to be worse than the Conservatives. And people don't see it coming. We're leading the way. Starmer defends plans for green economy before COP30. Reform's public sector pension plan could cost billions, unions warns. Yep, of course it does. Resident doctor strike to go ahead after West Streeting's last-ditch offer is rejected. I'm with the doctors. They're not offering enough for them. Just not. It's an example of the lack of integrated social care system in England. How many times has the Liberal Democrats mentioned about the lack of social care in England? That's one of their big policies that Lib Dems definitely deserve praise for. They've been screaming about better, more investment in social care. It's absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. Martin Brisk, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. Front of UK, Sainsbury's urged Rachel Reeves not to fuel inflation with tax rises on retailers. Rachel Reeves planning a pay per mile tax for electric vehicles in the budget. Vibe coding beats clangers to be Collins' dictionary word of the year. British military announces the first delivery of Ajax armoured vehicle 8 years late. 8 years late! What took them so long? China's critical UK academics describe extremely heavy pressure from Beijing. Prison sentences reforms will lead to a 6% in crime, police chiefs have said there as well. Those are some of the stories there from The Guardian, you guys. Ah, dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, I'm not happy with that. Sky News here. Elon Musk is boosting the British right, and this shows how. Well, do I even need to see the article to know that? It's a long piece, guys. Yeah, I don't even need to see that to know that's happening, to be fair. Hunt continues for released prisoners as police chief warns Labour's plans risk crime surge. Highest ever number of referrals to anti-extreme prevent programs. Humans possibly impact climate change, Richard Tice. Possibly. Humans have possibly impacted climate change, Richard Tice admits after calling the idea garbage. He can't, guys. He can't say climate change is a man-made thing. He can't say it, guys. Possibly. Richard Lice can't say it, can he? It's even worth reading. Probably not, guys. All analysis piece. Nothing else there. Let's just check the front of UK there. What else they got? Tesco's no longer cheapest traditional supermarket, and there's bad news for Aldi too. Britain's army finally has a new fighting vehicle. Should the Russians be worried? No. Why should Russia be worried about what Britain's army has? You don't even have enough soldiers. Southport killer's dad thought son's prison order for the was for gardening inquiry hears. Macadeli boss hits out a blatant falsehood about their fans. Okay, sure. Acting has been taken over by Posh Boy, says one of Britain's most celebrated actor. Birmingham prepares for Aston Villa Maccabi Tel Aviv game. Is that happening this week or is that next week? I don't even know. Britain's still buying EVs, heat pumps and solar panels despite attacks on the green agenda. Good. Well done, Britons, for keep buying them. Good. The £110 a week benefit. 1.1 million older Britons are missing out in the Money newsletter there. Joey Barton's post causes me sleepless nights, says Jeremy Vine. Joey Barton has lost himself. That's for sure. Southport father's killer desperately sorry as he accepts share of the responsibility there as well. Prince William photography somewhere, but I'm not obviously. Prince William somewhere, yada yada yada, royal family, yada yada yada. That's not worth our time, guys. That is not worth our time. What is going on in the chat? Are you just playing about, are they, in the chat? Is that what they're doing? Darn it, you too, darn it. Okay. You guys are having fun in the chat. Okay. Let's see what else is happening here. Just a reminder, we finish at 12 o'clock here. Just for reference here. And you've still got 3 more super chats. Hopefully we can get to today's goal as well. So what's BBC News is saying here today, EV drivers could face new tax in budget. We all knew about mistaken release inmates, yet we touched on that already. Monet linked firm PPE MedPro owes £39 million in taxes. The company linked to Baroness Moreau money and her husband Doug Barrow owes $39 million in tax on top of the $148 million it was ordered to pay the government for breaching its contract to supply PPE. What a surprise! They actually owe us even more money, guys. Is anyone surprised by this? No. Documents filed by MME PPE MedPro Administrator on Tuesday revealed the figure owed to His Majesty's Revenue and Customs. Last month, a court ruled the company breached a contract to supply medical gowns during the COVID pandemic because it did not meet a certification requirements. For austerity, HMRC administration declined for comment. Put into administration last month, Health Secretary Restream said the government would pursue the company if everything it's got to recover the cash. They have £672,000 available to unsecured creditors, far less than the money owed to DHSS administration filings shows. They also revealed that the debt to the government is even bigger than previously known. What are we doing to chase them up? Department of Health and Social Care. Yep. We know about how it happened. But what are they doing to get the money back? Yep, they admitted receiving more than £60 million in profit. Arthur Lancaster, a spokesperson for Doug Barrow, did not respond to a request for comment. The administrator report said he fully expects there will be enough money to repay this. The administrator report said he expects that there will be enough money to repay this in full. The Isle of Man company linked to Mr. Barrow has a secured debt of $1 million to PPE MedPro, which means it's likely to be ranked ahead of government's creditors when it comes to paying out whether the cash can be recovered from the company. So what's that? 170, 180. What's that? 187 million pounds they owe the government. Jesus, so much money wasted. Mini Mart crime network, a pull factor for illegal migrants, says MPs. Senior politicians have warned that a UK-wide criminal network uncovered by the BBC is acting as a pull factor for illegal migration for the UK. The Home Office has promised to investigate after a BBC investigation uncovered more than 100 businesses linked to a Kurdish gang enabling migrants to work illegally selling counterfeit cigarettes in high street mini marks. Home Techers should be the moment said these kind of networks create an incentive for people to come here legally. Responding to an investigation, Chris Twat said, no wonder illegal migrants want to cross the channel, while Reform UK accuses the government of looking the other way. BBC uncovered a criminal network of using ghost directors to represent company officials' paperwork while remaining uninvolved in the day-to-day operations. Undercover journalists posed as asylum seekers were told how easy it was to take over a shop and make thousands of pounds a week from illegal tobacco. HMRC estimates the trade in illegal cigarettes and vapes cost the UK at least 2.2 billion in lost revenue annually. The investigation found asylum seekers working 14-hour shifts for as little as £4 an hour, often in legal limbo while waiting for the Home Office decision. More than 100 mini-marts, barbershops and car washes operate from Dundee to South Devon were linked to the crime network by the BBC, but a financial crime investigator told the BBC he believes it goes much wider. The BBC also discovered cashless builders offering to construct hidden compartments to conceal contraband during police raids, and Facebook groups advertising mini-marts for sale. The rampant illegal activity is happening right under the government's noses, Phillips said. No wonder illegal migrants want to cross the channel and come to the UK where it's possible to do this here. What? Work 14-hour shifts for £4 an hour? I'm not sure about that. Bollocks from Chris Twat. Emergency asylum processing centres were needed to allow refugees to move into legal work, while those who don't have the right to stay must be returned, Lib Dems say. The asylum seeker system was broken by the Conservatives and Labour, hasn't been fixed, the Lib Dems Home Affairs spokesperson Max Wilkinson said. The fact that we have tens of thousands of asylum seekers waiting to be processed means there's an obvious group of potentially vulnerable people for organised crime to exploit. Reform Russia's hidden policies are used to describe the criminal network as absolutely scandalous. Our high streets are being used as organised crimes and the government is looking the other way, he said. It's time these sham businesses were shut down and these criminals deported. Under this government, there's been an increase of 51% of raids on shops and businesses up and down the country, he said. Through Operation Sterling, the government has invested $5 million into immigration enforcement, acknowledging the loose regulation to Britain's labour market, which acts as a pull factor for those entering the UK illegally. Under the scheme, more than 8,000 illegal migrants were arrested in the past year, about 1,000 removed from the UK. You know, I've seen, I do keep seeing shops, like vape shops, and I think I mentioned this before, but my town centre, that's about 20-minute walk from here. And I remember there was a tattoo parlour that was closing down, wasn't making much money, and then it went. And they turned I remember it got turned into a vape shop. But my God, the shop is so clean. Like it's it's all like nice, crisp and perfect, this vape shop. And I'm just like looking at it and I'm just thinking, God, where are they getting the money for a shop like this? Like, why these vape shops got... Like, is it really that boom of a market? And it just screams to me like something's wrong. Like, I literally walked past the shop yesterday. I'm assuming the guy running it is behind it's not even, he wasn't even on the counter. I was assuming that there's someone around the corner. I mean, I was just walking past it, just having a nose, because I always nose past shops anyway. But I don't know, I don't know if some of you guys can speak in your areas, like how many of you see vape shops where they're just like so clean, so clean and everything, and it looks completely perfect, and it's just like, surely there's something wrong here. Surely there's something wrong here. The Home Office says the government's rollout of digital ID will help combat illegal working by making it easier for employers to check the status of their employees. No, it will not make a bloody difference. Digital ID will not do anything to stop black market because there's a thing called cash in hand. The only actual way for them, if digital ID works, the only actual other way to stop the black market is to basically, we can't have our legal tenure. We can't have actual real cash. Real cash has to go, which I'm 100% against, by the way. That's the only other way around it, which I don't see that happening. MPs want Elon Musk's chatbot shut down over claims he's enabling grouping gangs. I use Grok. I don't know what Grok's doing to do that, but it's terrible. British left-wingers overjoyed by Mandami's victory in New York. Scottish politics, MSP passed land reform which could force break up of huge estates. I don't know if Damon is going to be touching on that later, but I'll let him and the two Davies comment on that if they do later on. And that's all the stories there from the BBC from the looks of it there. Let's have a look and see what else is happening. See if we can find some other stories here. Rees plans prepay mile on electric vehicles. Kate Galloway hits out at Robert Jenrick for swearing on live TV. Robert Jenrick swore on live TV, did he? Told off Robert Jenrick for swearing live on Good Morning as he criticised David Lammy. What did he actually say? He used the word total BS. What? See, this guy thinks he could be Prime Minister, and he literally swore on Good Morning this morning. Robert Jenrick, Robert Jenrick said total bullshit on Good Morning Britain this morning. What a dumbass. Seriously. Thank you, Alston Keir, for the £2 super chat. One less to get to the goal. Yep, one less to get to the goal. Just 2 more super chats, guys. If we can get over the line, be greatly appreciated. Blair's think tank warns Reeves to reverse any tax rises before the election. Gordon Brown issues warning on shameful epidemic of child poverty. Yep. Though I know a lot of people are not fans of Gordon Brown, but I think, yeah, we will agree with him there. It's absolutely shambolic. MPs call for companies to pay tax for AI bots used to replace companies to pay tax. Interesting. MP calls for companies to pay tax for AI bots used to replace workers. So people are getting kicked out. They're told they have to pay a sort of tax. I like that idea, actually. The government should introduce a tax on large companies which use artificial intelligence to replace workers, an MP has said, over fears that the impact on employers and tax revenue. Neil Duncan Jordan said the proposed measures would help replace income tax and national insurance sums that would be lost from the Treasury under increased use of AI in the workplace. The independent MP added also could potentially disincentivise the large-scale replacement of people with machines. Analysis at job website Indeed have said UK university graduates are facing the toughest job market since 2018. The increased use of AI further narrowing down opportunities in a report early this year. Meanwhile, adverts from an AI company were seen on the London's Underground this summer, urging commuters to stop hiring humans. The era of AI employees are here. He told the PA News Agency, this is not about somebody who uses AI to produce an illiteracy for a meeting they're having. It's about large-scale use of AI which reduces employment prospects for workers in the long term. It's about companies who used to employ 100 people to do a particular job don't employ anybody anymore. We would lose the national insurance from the employee and the employer. Obviously, we would also lose the income tax from the employee. The company would be massively gaining from that. So it's an idea of how do you try to balance the loss of income that AI could bring with the company's desire to lay off workers. It shouldn't be seen as a zero-sum option that they have. So to think that we can just do this and make loads of profit off the backs of people we've made unemployed. Mr. Duncan Jordan had the Labour whip withdrawn earlier this year along with 3 colleagues after he rebelled against the government's welfare reforms. On Tuesday, Treasury dismissed his proposal to introduce a national insurance equivalent for each AI agent that performs tasks previously done by a person. Treasury Minister Tom Donaldson said employers' national insurance contributions are changing the basic rate for employee earnings as AI agents do not receive earnings. It is not clear what basis employer NIC would be levied. However, MP said that any tax should be seen as a levy rather than a direct mirror of national insurance, which was first established in 1911 to act as a social security system for workers. Duncan said his former job as a Unison regional officer had made him concerned for AI's impact on jobs. I like his idea. I really like this idea that of saying to companies, "Oh, you're kicking out a bunch of workers for AI. Okay, well you're going to be paying a tax for them." What? Yeah, you're going to be paying a tax for them. Okay, you don't get to manage the employees anymore, but we're not going to let you just make a big bump of money and not still and us lose out on money from the government. This makes logical sense. I like this idea. Peter, thank you so much for the £2 super chat. Thank you for your support towards the goal. Hope you are doing well. Thank you for that. There. Can't remember the last time I used cash in Swindon. It's super digital here, says Indy Duck. Yeah, a lot of but the other thing as well is though, is that I still think cash has a relevance. Like, I don't think we as a society are ready for a cashless society. I don't like the idea of a cashless society. I just think, yeah, not being a cashless society leaves us at the whims and the mercy of banks. I don't like that. I don't want us to be at the mercy of banks, which is why I still went, like, I like, having cash is still a sort of freedom that you have. I do think that's still important. For the Ollie Appreciation Society, thank you, Steam Banker, for that fifth and final super chat. Thank you so much. Ollie appreciates that. There, you can use if you're a YouTube member, you can use the smiley Ollie emoji down below there. Thank you so much, guys, for helping me reach today's super chat. Really, super chat gold, much appreciated. Gemprick. Yep, Gemprick. Yeah, Robert Gemprick. That's a good one. That's a good one, Rosemary. Yeah. Swearing on national television. Cashless means total control over everything you do. Exactly. Which is why I'm totally against it. Cash in hand is still so important. My dad keeps saying we need to have it. We're going towards he thinks we're going to have it too really, really soon. I think more people will be against it than for it. I don't, how like, I'm generally curious. How do you convince people to believe that cashless is not helping? Cashless makes helping beggars and a thing in the past. Far right prevent referrals double for those Islamic extremists. There, this is the front of the Independent. Suspends Reform UK suspends another councillor hours before a Kent meeting. Oh, what a shame! What a shame! Let's have a quick look, guys. Let's have a quick look. Who got suspended this time? Reform Russia appear to have lost yet another councillor at their flagship authority in Kent hours before a key meeting. Full council meeting is currently being held in Kent, the first since footage of the chaotic online meeting resulting in the suspension of several members last month. Isabella Kemp, who represents Shibi, is now listed as independent on the council's website. She and Reform UK have been approached for comment. Party have taken control of it. Yup. Just last week. Yep, we know that. It came after the footage online meeting. Yep, at the full council meeting on Thursday. Today, one of the suspended council members, Thomas, challenged members of the Reform Party online road closures. He accused the council of kicking the can down the road. He said residents were suffering and going without bus services for up to 6 weeks. He said the council has to go wider and deeper and suggested an independent inquiry into the matter. Cabinet member for Highway Speedway said their powers do not extend to prevent such emergency work taking place. Topics of the council simmering membership also were raised by several opposition members and by Ms. Camagon herself, who insists sitting here now 6 months on. We may be slightly linear in numbers, but we are much stronger. We are totally battle fit. Okay, sure. However, the chaotic administration was compared to the TV hit show The Traitors. Leader of the Green Council, Mark Hood, leader of the council's Green Party, who said members will wait to see who may be deemed as such. Leaders of the Liberal Democrats, Anthony Hook, said its council in a political crisis, and said he had heard of bets being made about whether the administration would last until Christmas. He urged councillors not act in a way that becomes a punchline on "Have I got news for you?" Yeah, this is so embarrassing again. Like, Christ almighty. I think we heard it yesterday as well. There was a council that will not be putting up Christmas lights. But this was there was a council. I don't know if it was Kent or someone else, but a Reform council are not going to be putting up Christmas lights. I can't remember the reasons, but this is also the same council that wanted to put up that kicked off a fuss about when their flags got taken down, when flags were put up around places as well. I don't know. So yeah, I don't get it. Yep, Robert Jemrick swearing on national television in the morning. Yep, just what we want our kids to hear. Labour's immigration crackdown could cost the UK £4.4 billion. Unjust grooming gang prostitution convictions to be pardoned. Interesting there. Got about 10 minutes left. Let's have a look at some of the other stories here, guys. See what they're saying here. Have you got your winning numbers, guys? Did you get your lottery ticket? I have definitely not. Target dodgy bosses who employ illegal workers to to see if reform Starmer told. The trade union Congress argued that a tougher approach to the exploitation of migrant workers will be more effective than trying to reform. Yep. They should stop trying to be Reform UK, yeah. A tough long winter ahead for NHS emits as flu season strikes early. Fears for F-35s as Britain lags behind in the race to stockpile rare earth metals. Farage gold-plated pension reforms plans faces firefighters strike threat as well. There's some of the stories there. What else they got here? Post office capture victims' anger at £300,000 compensation cap. Wrongly freed prisoner hands himself in as pressure mounts on Lammy. William Smith, who goes by the name of Billy, was mistakenly released on prison work on Monday. He handed himself in, apparently. Hand himself back in. There. Cut adrift. Politics there. COVID jabs gave under 18s health problems, but were less risky than catching the virus. And some of these stories are very old here. Yeah, those are old stories there. Some interesting stories there from the iPaper. The dodgy bodgers are all probably reform voters anyway, says Peter. Probably, yeah. Probably. What you guys? I take cash out when shopping, so I don't go over my budget, so it works for me. I pay my gardener window cleaner with cash. Cash still has its place. You know, cash still has its place. We can't let everything be controlled by banks. We can't let everything be controlled by them. If we don't have cash in hands is still a valuable commodity. I know people are the argument they will make is it's because of the black market. Well, there's always going to be black markets, you know. About 7 minutes left. See what the Financial Times here. Reeves to be spared UK banks from budget tax raid. Chancellor acknowledges lenders already pay a high level of tax by international standards. Police hunt 2 men accidentally released from the same prison. Reforms Richard Lice asks City to help with the overhaul of UK regulations. Party increases its effort to court financiers and fend off claims its policies are reckless. They are reckless. UK must pay more for drugs or pharma companies must pay more for drugs or pharma companies will quit the country, US envoy says. Ambassador Warren Stevens says he's urgently raising the issue because decisions that are being made are irreversible. No! Tell them to go fuck themselves and we'll get medicines elsewhere. No, we should not be held to ransom by the United States on it. No. Stick to your guns, NHS. Stick to your guns, government, on it. Reeves looking at cutting household energy bills by up to £200 per year. UK Transport Secretary says full electrification of railway is not affordable right now. Heidi Alexander says focus will be on other projects such as HS2. All these stories on the right-hand side here, they are just opinion pieces, just for reference there. I'll have a quick look at the homepage, see what the homepage is saying. Bank of England is set to close vote on interest rates. Economics expect the Bank of England to hold rates at 4%, but anticipate a tight decision. Reeves is poised to unveil budget plan for EV drivers. We saw that a few times now. JP Morgan hit with record fine from German finance watchdog there. Nvidia's Hung said China will win the AI race with the US. Accounting firm BDO and 2 former partners fined £6 million for misconduct there. Switzerland is crossing the crypto Rubicon. Melody defies calls to float Argentina's peso freely. Europe is risking health sovereignty by underpaying for drugs, says AstraZeneca there. AI pioneers claim human level intelligence is already here. Number of unfilled primary school places in England hits a record high. Unfilled. That's really bad. A think tank linked to Reform UK says Britain is heading for a debt crisis. Yeah, it's all doom and gloom, doesn't it? Sounds like a lot of doom and gloom. US to cut flights 10% at 40 airports because of government shutdown. Yep, they had no choice. UK construction activity falls at fastest pace for 5 years. It's the longest government shutdown in history. It is the longest government shutdown in history is what it is, guys. Let's have a quick look at the Times. See what they're saying here. Tony Blair, the war criminal, and his own institute urges Rachel Reeves to drop day one work rights. The ex-prime minister think tank says the chancellor needs to bring businesses back on side by scrapping laws that protect against unfair dismissed. Police chief says prison sentence cuts could trigger crime. Well, what is the solution? We haven't got the space for new prisoners. Bristol Greens have the right to walk out if woman questions trans policy. 1 second. Can I know it's behind a paywall, but I generally want to see this story now. I know we've only got a couple of minutes, but I really want to see this story. Can you bypass for me, please? You can bypass for me. Thank you. Just 1 second, guys. 1 moment, please. Just need to be a little bit cheeky here. 1 second. I do want to look at this story. Normally I would not do this, especially live, but I'm generally curious. City council leaders defend the colleagues who find it offensive when women in a public gallery want to raise the issue about safety in single-sex spaces. Green councillors stage a walkout on Tuesday's full council meeting. The leaders of Bristol City Council said its colleagues have the right to hold up trans rights placards and walk out in public meetings when women raise concerns about their safety in single-sex spaces. Tony Dyer of the Royal and Green Party told the council meeting that his party colleagues did not have to listen to opinions they found offensive. This is a democracy, he told a woman in a public gallery. You have the right to come here and make statements. Councillors have the right to decide whether those statements are offensive to them and how they want to respond. Bristol City Council has criticised the Supreme Court ruling that for the purpose of the Equalities Act 2020, the words woman and man refer to sex at birth. Last month, 18 Green councillors walked out during a meeting at the full council whenever members of the public questioned gender ideology. At the next full council meeting on Tuesday, members of the public who raised the Supreme Court ruling and the conduct of councillors were met with a display of handwritten placards and pride flags from the Green benches, and a number of councillors walked out. Placards reads, trans women are women, trans men are men. Protect the dials a reference to hyperfeminine trans women. Trans rights are human rights. Trans is beautiful, and trans people always have and will exist. In the public gallery was Phoebe Piddle, who wanted to speak to councillors about listening with respect, attention and tolerance to the lawful expressed views of people of whom they disagree. She asked Tyler, do you approve or disapprove of the intimidating placards that are being held by councillors on this side? I find it rather intimidating and offensive that a democratically elected councillor cannot listen to what I am saying. That's because you don't want to listen to the minority of communities. You don't want to listen to the minority of communities. You don't care about minority communities. You don't care about trans people. You only care about yourself. Because your opinion, they don't want to hear your opinion. Because it's transphobic. We don't want to listen to transphobic. Tyler replied, I do not find the LGBT plus flag offensive. Tina was in the public gallery, told the Times, we brought placards to a meeting some time ago and they stopped us from having them, but now it's okay for councillors to wave placards at us. Are councillors allowed to hold up placards that we find offensive and which states something which is against the law and the Supreme Court ruling? They have to sit and listen as they talk over us and wave their placards in our face. Bristol City Council says full council meetings are a great opportunity for residents to share their views for the public forum, and councillors are always happy to hear from people about their issues that matter to them. In line with our policy to help keep meetings respectful and safe for everyone, small signs A4 or smaller are allowed in the public gallery and chamber unless they are defamatory or offensive. Going to have to leave the rest of the stories today, guys. Bristol City Council openly aligned itself with trans activists since it passed a motion in July 2022 to recognise and affirm trans men as men, trans women and women, and pledge not to take advice from or award contracts to organisations that promote anti-trans agenda or propaganda. Before the full council meeting takes place, members of the public must submit questions they want to ask. Helen, a university academic, wants to ask the council's view on the statement that Polyamory men will be able to enter female spaces if they are allowed to use the facilities in which they feel most comfortable, i.e. self-ID is allowed. A Democratic Services officer at the council replied to a question that had been ruled out as offensive by the Lord Mayor. Tory councillor who chairs the meeting, a Tory councillor who chairs meetings, the council said this was done with advice from its legal team. Regardless follows a relationship, the question is not rejected the topic itself. Indeed, many questions on the issue were answered. Interesting. So, obviously, this I wasn't expecting to go over time, but I just will say this as we head out, guys. Fair play to the Green for council leaders walking out on this, saying that they don't have to put up with this crap. Remember, trans rights matter, trans women's rights matter, trans men's rights matter, non-binary people's rights matter, and they are entitled for their views to be heard. Their rights have been eroded by this Supreme Court decision. People forget that, and the argument has been made in this, and I know it's a debate, it's a conversation that's going to go on forever and ever. It's actually made women's spaces more dangerous. It's actually made it more dangerous because basically what you're saying is that women who are born women and decide to become a man means that they still have to go into a women's toilets. So if you see a man walk in and you have a problem with that, they can just say, "Well, I'm trans." And then, so yeah, all lives matter, says Stephen Banker. Absolutely, yeah. For credit where credit is due to the Green Party, indeed. Credit where credit is due to. Right, guys, I have to go. I've got to go and donate blood, so I have to head out for that as well. But I'm glad I found that story. I thought it was very interesting. I thought that was worth looking at there, to be fair. Jow, good to see you pop in there. Hope you are doing well. But I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who came along. Thank you to everyone who gave super chats today. Stephen Banker, Peter M, Alston Keir, who gave super chats today. I'm pretty sure that's everyone there. I will be back tonight at 8 o'clock. If I'm not back, I will put out a post saying that I'm not going to be back. I will also ping the Discord community to say that I should be fine after donating blood. After I donate blood, they always make us sit down and drink lots of water and snacks after it anyway. But I've had a lot to eat this morning. And yes, I will be drinking plenty of water before it, after it, and whatnot as well, guys. So I'm not planning to do any kind of recording or anything like that. I'm going to be taking it easy the rest of the after that anyway, guys. So, but yeah, if we do go live tonight, obviously do join us at 8 o'clock tonight, myself and One Angry Pagan for the show. I may be a bit out of it, so Pagan can step in a little bit, for me there as well. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone all coming along. If you can't make tonight's live stream, I'll be back again tomorrow with another Good Morning show, so you can join me for that as well. There'll definitely not be an afternoon or evening live stream on tomorrow night because I'm going to a wrestling show, so I definitely won't be there. So I won't be there for Friday to see Friday Frolics with Daily Blase or Max's live stream that night, I'm afraid, as well. But before I go, if you can, please hit that like button, share this across social media, consider subscribing to the channel as well. Do check out Rumble and Patreon, links for them down below. Consider joining our Discord community as well. And if you want to financially support me in the work that I do here, consider becoming a YouTube member as well. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.